Hey, what's up guys? It's Matt Ramsey, your vocal coach. And I get students all the time, especially younger students that come into my studio and they have a hard time projecting their voice. But let's talk about what that actually means. So projecting your voice means being able to sing at a volume where you're able to be heard in lots of different venue styles. It seems kind of silly to say, but like obviously, if you're singing in a small coffee shop gig with a microphone versus singing in a theater where you have to reach the back row, obviously we're gonna use different volumes. However, it's super important that you're able to find kind of just a baseline threshold normal volume when you're singing, because once you're able to find that kind of threshold volume, then you can push into it more and go louder, or more importantly, you can sing more quietly if you want to. What I see a whole lot of the time is my singers come in and they've been listening to Billie Eilish and Olivia Rodrigo, and they're like, And don't get me wrong, that sounds super beautiful, but the problem is, what happens when you start taking that sound up into your higher notes? Well, the voice is built like a house, so if you're starting too light on the bottom, your voice just basically disappears up there. And so from a vocal technique perspective, it's super important that you're able to find the correct volume and the correct projection when you're singing. The solution is really simple. I call it the speak, not shout technique. So basically, we're going to be singing at a level that's equivalent to the sound of our speaking voice as if we're speaking to the back row of a theater. So I cannot yell and I cannot whisper. So if I'm trying to reach that back row, and I want you to practice this at home, if you're trying to reach that back row, just try it on the word, let's say, hey, for example. You can't go, hey, without yelling, and you can't go, hey, either. So you need to have a hey, hey. So notice that I'm not, I'm not pushing for it, and I'm also not, hey, hey. I'm hey, hey, hey. I'm really concentrating the sound right out my mouth. Now, different vocal coaches will say that you have to feel your tummy and have this specific diaphragmatic breath as you do this, but I've actually found that it's simpler sometimes just to get people speaking those words, projecting them, and placing that on a sound. So for example, let's just try the word mum, 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 as in mother, but with an M at the end, so M-U-M. Now I can't, mom, 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 I'm yelling, right? And I can't, mum, mum, mum. So instead I'm, mum, mum, mum. And try that in different parts of your voice. So mum, 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 mum. And then try to take that same feeling and put it on a scale. Like a mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Now I have a little bit of a cold right now, so it kind of sounds a little bit more nasal than it should. But you'll notice that as I do that, I'm not yelling. I'm not ma, 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 I'm not getting into that yell kind of sound, and I'm also not mum, 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 mum. I'm just keeping it very focused, mum, 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 like I'm trying to reach the back row of that theater. So let's do this for a couple exercises. Let's start off with the guys here down on E flat, high note of a B flat right there. So here we go. Mum, 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 mum. Reach that back row. Remember, no yelling. Very good. Two more. Good. Mum, mum, mum. Mum, 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 mum. Remember, it should always sound equivalent to the volume of your speaking voice. So even if you have a little bit of a quieter voice, let's say I talk kind of like this, then we still want some of that mum, 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 because that still has something in it rather than mum, 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 which is very, very light. Coming down now, guys. Mum, 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 mum. I'm not yelling, and I'm not whispering. Right in the middle. That's the most important thing. Keep it going. Two more. And ending right here. Wonderful job. Now guys, if you want a challenge, I'm gonna go up to the female keys right here, starting on a G3, going up to a D4 right here. But this time, I want you to try to keep that same feeling really, really focused. And ladies, this is very, very important for you. Again, imagine that you're trying to reach the back row of that theater. And another way you could think about it is like if you live close to a house that's on the other side of the street, try to imagine that you're trying to reach them, but you can't yell. You can't, ma, 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 ma. Mum, 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 mum. All of the sound has to be really, really focused in my mouth to get there. Okay, let's do it together. Ready? Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Remember, ladies, no yelling as you go up, but especially no whispering. Last one here. Now coming down. Mum, 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 mum. Good. Take a deep breath before each. Very good. And last one here for ladies. Mum, 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 mum. And remember that we're not trying to trail off at the end. I see this a whole lot with singers. They'll go, mum, 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 mum. You want to keep it projected for each of those notes. Mum, 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 mum. Now you may say to yourself, well, hey, Matt, like, I actually want to sing really, really light and pretty. I'm not a musical theater singer. I don't have to project everything that I sing. Well, keep in mind that the whole reason that we're doing this is from a vocal technique perspective, we have to build that foundation in your voice so that you have some strength in the bottom if you want to go up to the top. For example, if you want to go to a mum, 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 with a lot of power, it's an F sharp 4, by the way, in the middle of my first passage. In order to get there, I have to start off strong on the bottom. So even if I eventually want to sing really, really light and pretty like a Billie Eilish style, it's going to be so much easier once I already have that baseline volume, because then all I have to do is turn it down a little bit. But if I want to learn to belt, then I actually have a really, really good setup for how to do that. Remember, the goal of all good vocal technique is to give you options. So if you want to sing loud, you can. If you want to sing soft, you can. If you want to sing smooth, you can. You have all these options and all of this control in your voice. And the essence and the heart of that starts with learning how to project your voice. If you want to learn how to project your voice more, definitely check out my Master Your Voice singing course.